Hi everybody, Chris Tisdale here. Thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to continue my series on geometry and geometric constructions. In particular, I'm going to be using a circle arc template, but the straight edge component has a twist. I'm going to show you how to do some constructions using a straight edge of limited length. Okay, so the ancient Greeks and the geometry that you see at school has, among other things, two assumptions. One is that you can draw circles as big or as little as you like. And the other one is you can join any 2 points, no matter how far apart. But this doesn't really correspond with reality, because in reality, rulers and straight edges are not infinitely long, and the same with compasses, right? So I've been exploring some basic videos of how you get around this using this circle arc template and a short ruler, for want of a better word. Just let me let my dog out. Okay, see you later. Okay, so in previous videos, I've done things like construct parallel lines and normal lines. In this video, I'm going to show you how to bisect a given line segment. So let me share my screen with you and we can have a look. All right, so this is the tool I'm going to use. You can see there's a circle arc template here and a straight edge. Now, on this tool, the straight edge has been marked with these 2 points, P and R, and that's all I'm going to use to draw my straight lines, okay? Just the straight edge from P to R. And the length of that is no coincidence. It's actually the same length as the radius of the circle arc template. So let me give you a basic problem. It's one of the problems that's essentially thousands of years old. Everybody would, or most people would see it in high school. And you've got a line segment between, say, 2 points, A and B, and you want to find the midpoint of AB, or in this case, we're going to do the perpendicular bisector. So you want to slice AB in half, okay? So how do you do that? Well, let me show you. So I'm going to start with, the moves might look familiar. I'm going to start with my circle arc template centered at the point A, and I'm going to draw a small arc that intersects with the given line segment. So let's call that new point C. And I'm going to do the same thing at the other end. So I'm kind of measuring out with the circle arc template. So there's D. And now what I'm going to do is continue that and draw a couple of arcs, bigger arcs this time. So there's one there, and there's one there. Now, if you're at all familiar with these kinds of constructions, the next move from school geometry is to draw or construct a straight line from that point to that point, and that slices your line segment AB in half. But if we try to do that, our straight edge is from P to R is not long enough. So it's not clear how you would do that, okay? So we need to be a little bit creative, and we need to get around that. So let me label these new points, let's say E, and I don't need that one, but I'll just label it anyway. Okay, so what can I do? Well, in the previous video, we had this kind of construction. So we were given a line, we were given a point on the line, and we wanted to construct a normal. Okay, so we did this sort of triangle, and then we constructed a line parallel to the given line, looked at the diagonals, and then could draw this in or construct this in. It's going to be similar with this one. I'm going to construct the triangle from C to E, E to D, and then base CD. And then I'm going to construct a parallel line and then look at the diagonal. That's the basic idea. So how do we do that? Well, I need to be careful because I want to make sure I can do all of these straight lines. That's definitely within our capability. And the same with CE. There it is. So now I've got a triangle CED. Okay, so let's choose a point on, say, DE. I'll just choose it there. And what I'm going to do is construct a line parallel to AB through this point. So let's call this G. Okay. So how do I do that? Well, I already have a video about that. We already talked about that. You basically use a rhombus. So here's your original line, here's your point, and you form a rhombus and you get this purple line to be parallel. Okay, so let's do that. Now, before I do that, I'm just going to extend the line AB a little bit, just to make sure we get some intersections. Okay, that should work. All right, so center at G. Let's make sure the circle arc template crosses AB at one point. Let's call that H. And then we measure out another length with the center at H. Call that point I. And then turn it around. And we'll come back here. Okay. So this length now, let's construct that. Hopefully it's within our range. It should be because it's a radius. And it is. Okay, and let's continue that along so it meets the other leg of the triangle. Let me just make that a bit more exact there. There. Okay, so look a bit neater. All right, so now we've got, let's call that K. So KJ is parallel to AB, right? And so just like in our previous videos, we've got two parallel lines, and I'm going to look at the diagonals, right? So basically CDGK is a isosceles trapezoid, or an isosceles trapezium. And so the diagonals will meet along the line of symmetry starting at E. Okay, so let's do that. I'll use pink. So you can see here, this is well within the capabilities of our straight edge. And so is this one. And they're going to meet at this point, which is closer to E, and let's call that L. And then all I need to do is connect E with L and continue it down. So let's do that. Let's choose brown. Okay, so here we go. That's again well within our capabilities. There we go. So let's call that M. So M is the midpoint of AB. EM is the perpendicular bisector. So let's just summarize the challenge there. Given the line segment AB, construct the midpoint perpendicular bisector. Okay. So that's it. That's how you can do geometry with a short ruler. Pretty cool, huh? I really like it because it kind of challenges you to think differently and get around this notion of distances are too long. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. I'll be doing some more basic constructions soon, so watch out for those ones. All the best. Bye.